The warning signs everyone saw. Kodak Black's story is starting to feel less like a rap headline and more like a warning nobody wants to ignore. At only 29, he has already lived through fame, courtrooms, prison walls, viral moments, industry praise, public concern, and personal battles that seem to follow him everywhere he goes. But this time, the conversation around Kodak feels different. It is not just fans laughing at another strange clip. It is not just blogs chasing another shocking headline. This time, even people inside the rap world are looking at him and saying the same thing. Something is wrong. The latest wave of concern began after reports surfaced about another legal situation in Florida. Police were responding to a scene after gunfire was reported near a children's safety area, and Kodak's name ended up pulled into the story. Details spread quickly online, and once social media got hold of it, the situation became bigger than just another arrest report. People started asking why Kodak keeps ending up around chaos, why these moments keep repeating, and why the same pattern seems to return every time the public thinks he is finally moving forward. For years, Kodak has been one of rap's most complicated figures. His music carries pain, humor, hunger, trauma, and raw honesty. He can sound like someone who survived the impossible, then days later appear in a clip that leaves fans worried all over again. That contrast is exactly why people cannot look away. Kodak is not just another artist chasing attention. He is someone who built a career from real struggle, but now the same darkness that made his music powerful appears to be closing in around him. Rappers who once watched from a distance are now speaking with concern. Boosie Badazz said Kodak needs help, and Lil Che defended him when people mocked his behavior online. That reaction mattered because it showed this was bigger than entertainment. Behind the jokes, the memes, and the viral clips, people who understand the pressure of fame saw a young man who may be fighting battles the public does not fully understand. So the question is no longer whether Kodak Black is talented. Everyone already knows that. The question is whether he can survive the world around him, and maybe even the world inside him. Where are you watching from right now? Comment 1 if you believe Kodak can still turn his life around. Comment 2 if you think the industry failed him. And make sure you subscribe because this story is deeper than the headline. A childhood built around survival. Before Kodak Black became a name that could shake the internet, he was Deuce and Octave, a kid growing up in Pompano Beach, Florida, surrounded by struggle that started long before fame ever found it. His story was never built in comfort. He was raised by his mother in Golden Acres, a public housing community where survival was not just a mindset, it was daily life. His father was absent, money was tight, danger was close, and the streets had a way of teaching lessons before school ever could. That background shaped everything about Kodak. The voice, the delivery, the pain in the music, the anger, the humor, the unpredictability, it all came from a place where childhood was interrupted early. While other kids were worrying about homework or sports, Kodak was already learning how to move through an environment where one wrong decision could follow you forever. That kind of upbringing does not disappear just because the world starts streaming your song. It follows you into the studio, into interviews, into hotel rooms, into courtrooms, and sometimes into the worst decisions of your life. Music became Kodak's escape route. He started rapping young, using words as a way to turn pain into power. There was something different about him from the beginning. He did not sound polished, and that was exactly what made him stand out. He sounded real. He sounded like someone speaking from the middle of the storm, not someone pretending to understand it from the outside. Fans connected because Kodak's music was messy, emotional, funny, dark, and honest all at once. But the same life that gave him his voice also left marks that fame could not erase. When Kodak blew up, he did not enter the industry as a clean-cut pop star with media training and a perfect image. He entered as someone carrying years of instability, trauma, and street pressure. The world loved the authenticity, but authenticity comes with a cost when the person behind it is still hurting. That is why his story feels so complicated. Kodak's success was not luck. He earned it through talent, hunger, and a voice nobody else had. But fame did not heal the past. It simply put a spotlight on it. Every mistake became public. Every strange moment became content. Every setback became another chapter in a story that fans could not stop watching, even when it stopped feeling entertaining. Fame did not save him. When Kodak Black broke through, it looked like he had found the door out. Songs started moving, fans started paying attention, and suddenly the kid from Pompano Beach had a platform bigger than anything he could have imagined. His sound was different from the clean, polished rap that labels often tried to sell. Kodak brought raw emotion, slurred melodies, street wisdom, pain, and unpredictable energy. He did not sound like he was chasing the industry. He sounded like the industry had finally caught up to him. But fame is not freedom if the problems follow you. The more Kodak's career grew, the more his personal life became a public battlefield. Legal issues, controversial comments, strange public appearances, and moments of instability started stacking up beside the music. Every major win seemed to come with a shadow right behind it. A hit record would remind people why they loved him. Then a new headline would make them question where his life was heading. This is where Kodak's story became painful to watch. He had the rare ability to touch people through music. Fans heard his songs and felt like they were listening to someone who understood struggle without trying to dress it up. But the same fans also watched him appear exhausted, unfocused, and surrounded by chaos. The internet often treated those moments like entertainment, turning concern into jokes and jokes into viral clips. But behind every meme was a real person whose life was not a performance. Industry pressure only made it worse. Rap rewards pain when it sounds good on a track, but it does not always help the artist carrying that pain in real life. Kodak's trauma became part of his brand. His unpredictability became part of his image. His legal troubles became part of the story people expected from him. And once the public expects chaos from you, it becomes harder to escape that version of yourself. Kodak was not just fighting for chart positions. He was fighting against a cycle. The streets, fame, money, legal pressure, public judgment, and personal demons all collided around him. For a while, the music was strong enough to make people believe he could overcome everything. But as the years passed, even loyal fans started asking a harder question: what happens when talent is not enough to save someone from himself? The industry starts speaking up. When Boosie Badazz spoke about Kodak Black, it did not feel like ordinary rap commentary. Boosie has seen the streets, prison, fame, loss, controversy, and pressure from the inside. So when he said Kodak needed help, people listened. It was not just criticism. It sounded like a warning from someone who recognized the signs because he had lived close to similar storms himself. That moment changed the conversation. For a long time, fans debated Kodak's behavior like it was just another internet topic. Some defended him no matter what. Others mocked him. Some blamed the streets. Others blamed drugs, fame, or the people around him. But when another rapper publicly expressed concern, it reminded everyone that Kodak's situation was not just gossip. It was a real person's life unfolding in front of millions. Lil Che also stepped into the conversation when Kodak appeared on a live stream with Kai Cenat, and people online started clowning him. Instead of joining the jokes, Lil Che defended Kodak and told people to stop playing with someone who clearly might be going through something. That mattered because younger artists understand how cruel the internet can be. One uncomfortable clip can become a trend. One bad day can turn into 1,000 jokes. And for artists already carrying heavy pressure, that public humiliation can push them even lower. Kodak's livestream appearances became a major part of the concern. Fans noticed moments where he seemed distracted, drained, or unlike himself. Some people laughed, others felt uncomfortable, but the deeper reaction was fear. The fear came from watching an artist who once seemed unstoppable now appear vulnerable in ways he may not have intended to show. The industry has a long history of watching artists struggle in public until it is too late. People talk after the damage is done. They post tributes, say they saw the pain, and claim they wish someone had stepped in sooner. That is why the concern around Kodak feels urgent. This is not a story about canceling him. It is not about humiliating him. It is about recognizing that fame can hide suffering in plain sight. For Kodak, the people speaking up may not be enemies. They may be the few voices trying to say what many fans are scared to admit. The talent is still there, but the person behind the talent looks like he needs real support. The legal shadow that never leaves. Kodak Black's career has never been separated from legal trouble for very long. Every time the music begins to rise again, another case, charge, report, or public incident seems to drag his name back into the headlines. That pattern has become one of the most difficult parts of his story because it makes progress feel temporary. Fans celebrate a comeback, then immediately brace themselves for the next setback. His legal history is complicated and heavy. Over the years, Kodak has faced multiple serious cases, served time, dealt with probation issues, and lived under a level of public scrutiny that most artists never experience so consistently. Each situation added another layer to his image. To some fans, he became a symbol of survival. To critics, he became an example of wasted opportunity. To the media, he became a guaranteed headline. One of the biggest turning points came when Kodak received clemency from Donald Trump near the end of Trump's presidency. That moment brought him back into national conversation far beyond music. Supporters saw it as a second chance. Critics questioned whether he deserved that kind of opportunity. But no matter where people stood, the message was clear. Kodak had been given another opening to reset his life and career. The problem is that second chances only work if the environment changes too. Kodak returned to freedom, but freedom did not automatically remove pressure, temptation, trauma, or the people who benefited from his chaos. A rapper can leave prison and still be trapped by old habits, old connections, old expectations, and the emotional weight that built up over years. That is why some fans feel frustrated. They see the talent, they see the opportunities, but they also see the cycle repeating. The latest legal concerns only made that frustration louder. Once again, people were asking how Kodak ended up in another situation that could put everything at risk. Once again, the headlines focused on the incident, while the deeper issue sat underneath. Why does Kodak keep moving so close to danger? For an artist like Kodak, the legal shadow does more than threaten freedom. It changes how the world sees every action. Even small moments become suspicious. Even strange behavior becomes a theory. Even silence becomes a headline. And when a person lives under that pressure long enough, the line between being watched and being trapped can start to disappear. The pain behind the public image. The hardest part about Kodak Black's story is that he is not easy to put into one box. He has been criticized for his mistakes, but he has also shown generosity. He has been accused of reckless behavior, but he has also helped communities. He has made people worry, but he has also made people feel understood through his music. That contradiction is what makes the story so human and so painful. Kodak has donated money, helped families, supported charitable causes, and used his platform in ways that many casual viewers may not know about. Those moments matter because they show another side of him. Behind the viral clips and court headlines, there is someone who understands hardship and has tried at times to give back. That does not erase the bad decisions, but it does make the full picture more complicated. This is why many fans refuse to give up on him. They do not see Kodak as just another troubled celebrity. They see someone who came from conditions that could have destroyed him before fame ever arrived. They see a man who turned pain into music, gave voice to people who felt ignored, and still appears to carry the emotional weight of everything he survived. His flaws are public, but so is his humanity. At the same time, compassion cannot mean ignoring the warning signs. When fans see Kodak looking unwell or acting in ways that raise concern, it is not enough to say, "That is just Kodak." That phrase may sound loyal, but it can also become dangerous. Normalizing someone's decline because it fits their public image only makes it easier for the world to watch without helping. The internet has a way of turning suffering into content. A strange clip gets reposted, a caption makes it funny, and suddenly millions of people are laughing at something that may actually be a cry for help. Kodak has become one of those artists whose pain can trend before anyone asks what caused it. That is a cruel place to be, especially for someone who has already lived so much of his life under pressure. The truth is, Kodak's public image is loud, chaotic, and unpredictable. But behind that image may be a person who needs quiet, stability, accountability, and people around him who care more about his life than his next viral moment. When the internet turns concern into entertainment, social media changed the way fans experience artists. In the past, people heard the songs, watched interviews, and maybe read headlines. Now, every moment can be recorded, clipped, slowed down, zoomed in, reposted, judged, and turned into a joke before the full context is even known. Kodak Black has lived inside that machine for years, and lately it feels like the machine is getting louder. Whenever Kodak appears in a strange clip, the internet reacts instantly. Some people laugh because they think it is just another bizarre celebrity moment. Some people use it to attack him. Others defend him because they believe the jokes go too far. But the most important reactions come from fans who stop scrolling and admit they are genuinely worried. They are not laughing anymore. They are asking whether someone close to him is paying attention. That shift matters. Fans are starting to recognize the difference between entertainment and alarm. A rapper acting wild for attention is one thing. A rapper appearing lost, drained, or unstable is something else entirely. The problem is that online culture often treats both the same. If it gets views, it spreads. If it sparks debate, it gets pushed harder. And the person at the center of it becomes less like a human being and more like a storyline for everyone else to consume. Kodak's life has become a cycle of clips and reactions. A video surfaces, fans debate it, rappers comment, blogs post updates, and then the world moves on until the next moment appears. But Kodak does not get to move on as easily. He still has to live with the consequences, the pressure, the judgment, and whatever personal issues caused the moment in the first place. This is where the rap community faces a bigger question. Are fans supporting artists, or are they feeding off their breakdowns? Are blogs informing people, or are they turning pain into traffic? Are other artists checking in privately, or only speaking once the clips go viral? Kodak Black's situation forces people to look at how quickly concern becomes content. The same audience that says it wants artists to be healthy can also make their lowest moments trend, and if that continues, Kodak will not be the last artist whose pain becomes entertainment before anyone treats it like an emergency. The talent's still fighting through the chaos. Even with all the controversy around him, Kodak Black's talent has never disappeared. That is one of the reasons his story holds so much attention. If he were not gifted, people might have moved on years ago. But Kodak has something rare. His voice carries a pain that feels lived in. His melodies can sound broken and beautiful at the same time. His lyrics can jump from street survival to emotional confession in a way that feels unpredictable but honest. That gift is why fans keep hoping for a real comeback. Every time Kodak releases music that reminds people of his potential, the conversation changes. Suddenly, the focus shifts from trouble to talent. People remember why he mattered in the first place. They remember the hunger in his early records, the emotional weight in his deeper songs, and the way he built a lane that nobody could fully copy. But talent alone cannot protect a person. In fact, talent can sometimes make things more dangerous because it gives everyone a reason to tolerate chaos. Labels, fans, managers, and platforms may continue to benefit from an artist's gift while ignoring the person behind it. As long as the music streams and the name trends, the system can pretend everything is fine. But everything is not fine when the same warning signs keep returning. Kodak's situation shows the difference between a career being alive and a person being okay. His name still carries weight, his music still reaches people, his presence still creates headlines. But those things do not automatically mean he is stable. Public success can hide private collapse, and in hip-hop, that collapse is often disguised as image, attitude, or street credibility. What makes Kodak's story especially frustrating is that the path forward still exists. He is young. He is talented. He has survived things that could have ended his career already. He has fans who still care, artists who have spoken up, and a legacy that could grow much bigger if he finds the right support and structure. But the longer the cycle continues, the harder it becomes to break. Kodak Black is not finished unless he stops fighting for himself. The music proves the light is still there. The question is whether he can protect that light before the chaos around him becomes too heavy to escape. A crossroads. At 29. At 29, Kodak Black is standing at a crossroads that feels bigger than music. He is not a teenager trying to figure out fame for the first time anymore. He is a grown man with a long public history, a major catalog, loyal fans, critics waiting for him to fall, and younger artists watching what happens next. This stage of his life could become the beginning of a real transformation, or it could become another chapter in the same painful cycle. That is why the constitution feels so intense now. People are not just reacting to one incident, they are reacting to years of patterns. The arrests, the public behavior, the emotional moments, the controversial headlines, the online jokes, the moments where other rappers step in and say he needs help, all of it has built into one question. Will Kodak choose survival before the world turns his pain into another tragedy? There is still time for a different ending. Kodak has already shown that he can rebuild after setbacks. He has already proved that he can make music that reaches millions. He has already survived environments that break many people before they ever get a chance to dream. But survival cannot only mean making it through the next court date or the next viral clip. Real survival means changing the conditions that keep pulling him back. That may require stronger people around him. It may require distance from certain environments. It may require serious accountability, healing, and a willingness to stop treating every warning sign like normal life. None of that is easy, especially for someone whose identity has been built around toughness. But sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is admit they need help before the damage becomes permanent. Kodak Black's story is not just about one rapper. It is about what happens when trauma meets fame, when pain becomes entertainment, and when the industry profits from chaos but struggles to protect the people inside it. Fans can argue about his choices, but the bigger truth is hard to deny. Kodak is talented, flawed, wounded, and still capable of change. The next chapter of his life will depend on whether the people around him care enough to help, whether the fans care enough to stop turning every low moment into a joke, and whether Kodak himself is ready to fight for peace harder than he ever fought for fame. The legacy is still being written. The story of Kodak Black is not finished. In fact, that may be the most important thing to remember after everything that has happened. At 29 years old, he has experienced more success, controversy, pressure, and public attention than many artists see in an entire lifetime. Yet despite every headline, every legal setback, every viral clip, and every debate across social media, one truth continues to stand out. People are still paying attention because they believe his story can have a different ending. Looking back, the pattern becomes clear. Kodak's talent opened doors that few artists ever get to walk through. His authenticity made millions of listeners feel connected to his music because it reflected real experiences instead of manufactured images. But the same life experiences that gave him that powerful voice also created challenges that fame alone could never erase. Success can provide wealth and opportunity, but it cannot automatically heal trauma, rebuild trust, or replace a strong support system. There is also a lesson for the music industry itself. Too often, artists are celebrated for their struggles, while those struggles are profitable. But meaningful support arrives only after serious damage has already been done. Record labels, management teams, fellow artists, media outlets, and fans all play a role in shaping the environment around public figures. Encouragement, accountability, honest conversations, and access to professional support can matter just as much as chart positions and streaming numbers. A successful career should never come at the expense of a person's long-term well-being. For fans, Kodak's journey offers another important reminder. It is easy to react to short clips, headlines, or trending discussions without considering the full picture. Social media often rewards the loudest opinions instead of the most thoughtful ones. Choosing empathy does not mean ignoring mistakes or avoiding accountability. It simply means recognizing that every public figure is still a human being whose life extends far beyond what appears on a phone screen. Supporting growth is far more valuable than celebrating someone's lowest moments. Most importantly, Kodak himself still has choices ahead of him. His career proves that resilience is already part of who he is. He has overcome obstacles that could have ended many careers before they truly began. That same determination, combined with the right guidance, healthier decisions, and a stable support network, could allow him to write a completely different chapter in the years ahead. His greatest accomplishment may not be another platinum record or another viral hit. It could be building a healthier, more stable future while continuing to inspire people through his music. Whether that future becomes reality depends on decisions made one day at a time. The music will always be important, but protecting the person behind the music is even more important. Fans, friends, family, and the industry all benefit when talented artists are able to grow, recover from setbacks, and continue creating without being defined forever by their lowest moments. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this story thoughtful and balanced, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Kodak Black's best chapter is still ahead of him? We'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with other hip-hop fans who enjoy in-depth stories about the artists shaping today's rap culture. We'll see you in the next video.